with the tailor, I have this thing called culture. That's the story we tell. Because we all love stories and we all subscribe to them. Estonia has a story. I don't know where everybody's from, but we're in Estonia. Everybody has a story, has a culture.
What kind of stories? Like more like what you want to build or what lifestyle you want to build, or be more like how there's so many stories you can have.
Yeah. Well, you want the story to be about your company, about what you're building, right? So you know what the RingStone story is. I'm just talking from my, speaking about my life, so I can tell you and share more easy. But our story is, the one story we keep repeating is white glove. Like you go in a very expensive, Michelin star restaurant and you get the best service, white gloves. That's what we do. So when we talk internally, it's all about white glove services. And when we see something wrong, we say, or when there's somebody new, so you gotta simplify it. So it could be about your product, right? Like Skype. I remember one of the big stories that they had that was so emotional in some advertising was a grandma is speaking, a mother speaking with her daughter. One is in Australia and one is in Zimbabwe. Okay, and it was emotional. That's the story they told. And everybody inside Skype was on fire because that's why they get up in the morning and do this. And somebody in the back there was repeating this all the time. And then externally, you want to repeat that to your customers as well. So it's not easy to come up with a story, but that's what keeps you on track, and that's what keeps people motivated as well, because they have a shared common story.
Yeah, I can already agree with that part, that it brings people to come in, but now it's the next part.
We got to keep repeating. Any other questions? Anybody want to share anything? Yeah.
Can you comment something about company valuation? Because right now with AI and building software, like we have seen this like solo founders building something, or probably two, or like one sales and one technical guy using a lot of AI tools. But how we can, like the companies say, okay, so this is my valuation. How do I know?
Is it early stage startup? How many people? Two. These are tough. How much revenue do you know how much revenue that you will make potentially in the next year?
No, I am building an edtech.
EdTech, yeah. The best way, so the website that I shared, go there, they have a section on EdTech actually that you can compare, but the problem is that these are already established businesses. So it will show you what the future might be. But for a startup, it's very difficult. So I go back to the one thing that I said earlier. Ask yourself, how much money do you need to get to your next milestone? So define your next milestone, and then say, I'm going to need 12 months to get there. I'm going to need 160,000 euros to make that happen. I'm just making those numbers up. But if you define those two things, then when you go raise, you don't really need to come up with a valuation initially, because an early stage investor or angel investors, they can always do convertible notes. And convertible notes is like a loan. So you just get a loan with a promise to pay. Then you can avoid the whole valuation thing. Because valuation in startup stage is quite tricky and difficult, and a lot of founders get themselves into trouble. They give up so much equity in the beginning, and then later on, you really regret it. So convertible notes, angel investors is a better way to go in that early stage. Yeah. All right, well, thank you. I think back to Daniel, because I shared this. I think Daniel did everything right, perfect. And it shows passion was great, everything was right. The only thing that they did wrong, or could have done better, is that they could have validated the market more. They were so zeroed in one thing and they missed some opportunities. So in summary, investors remember stories. They don't remember spreadsheets or anything like that. So work on your story. That's the best piece of advice. Entrepreneurship is hard, but my God, it is so rewarding. And when you succeed, it's an incredible feeling. You know, the last business I started, I was 50-something years old already, right? You know, a lot of people, I remember my brother-in-law said, oh, you're still doing that? You're crazy. You keep starting one business after the other." You know, but that's how it is. It's beautiful. So it is tough, though. A lot of things could get in the way, so plan for the worst, you know, family, other distractions, health, all sorts of things come in the way, but it's possible. And then execution is the thing, it's not the idea. So keep that going, and then if you're prepared, you will win and get some deals. So that's it. So I hope that was good use of your time. I hope it was useful. You had a few
It was
ideas.
great. It was great. Thank you.
Wish you all the success.
Of course.